It's your boy Ash for a brand new Life 2 video. So today I have a special video prepared for you. Today we'll be talking about we'll just be looking at all of the current Dojutsus, which are, all the Genkais that are in the game. And we'll just be ranking them up, talking about them, and, like doing what we do. I'll showcase all of them also. So make sure to stick around for that. And also another announcement is that I finally created my Discord and group, which will be down in the description below, so don't forget to join that. And we'll just get into the video, boys. At number 6, we have the Ketsuryugan. Before you come at me saying, oh, Ketsuryugan's OP, which means, as much as I would love to say, yeah, I just don't think so, in my personal opinion. With Ketsuryugan, we have 3 moves. We have Blood Style Blood Burst, which is a pretty good move. It has no hand signs, and it's pretty instant, and it's kind of like a stun, but after a second, the enemy can move, and they can still do their M1s during the thing. So it's kind of like a stun, but not really a stun, since like your enemies can move and still like counter attack you with M1s and stuff. So like if a Sharingan user would get hit with that, like it would just be kind of useless, since they can literally have a fast M1 with their mode on. Next we have the Blood Style Genjutsu. This one, just because of like the new buff for Genjutsu, I would have added it. So what's it called? I would have normally put it higher. But if we're looking at things like, the Tsukuyomi and the, Sharingan Genjutsu, this one is probably the worst one, especially considering it doesn't even stun the person, it just makes them go towards you. And they can still like swing their swords at you. So it's just kind of like iffy for me compared to like, the Sharingan Genjutsu. So I just don't think. And then we finally have the third move, which is the Blood Dragons. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The Blood Dragons are probably one of because like all the auto tracking dragons in this game, for some odd reason, are kind of dog shit sometimes. Especially true like if you're not unless like you're trying to snipe the person, the Blood Dragons are going to be useless. And then you see how like it's all of them hit that log, right? You're not getting that in real time. Like you're not, because not all of your dragons will hit because they each knock the other person back. Frankly, the Yuki Ice Dragons are way better because if one of them hit, all of them will hit. If the first one hits and it stuns the person, and all the other 4 will hit, because again, it's a stun move but also a damaging move at the same time. The Shinobi Blood Dragons are not. They literally knock the person back. And so, just off that, it deserves the number 6 spot. It does. I don't think it goes up. Then we have the mode. The first mode is completely it's literally not even comparable to stage 3 of Sharingan, which is kind of but Shinobi only have 2 stages, which is regular Shinobi Eyes, which is this. The stats mediocre as fuck. Sorry for the language. Then you have the C move. The C move is pretty cool. It has the range. It's supposed to target this thing too, but it bugs. So it only target this person. That's another thing. The inconsistency in the C move, that's another thing that I think makes it number 6 instead of making it higher. Even though people are like, oh my god, but this is an AoE and it can hit multiple people and it stuns them, and I'm like, but then you realize people can just go in and still hit you if you're M1, and you're like, ah. Again, any experienced player can easily make counter attack with this, as long as they hit their M1s or they're smart enough, right? If I hit someone with this, the person can easily go after me with their M1 if their reaction speed is good enough and all that. Then we have stage 2. The C move is just the same. The stats get an increase. The stats are good for a C mode and all that. Still not comparable to Byakugan or Sharingan, of course, but it's not bad. Your damage is at 6,000 with a 7,000 heavy hitter, knockback hit, and it's really not that bad, I guess. You don't get a faster attack. Your M1 is still the same, not even as good as Sharingan again. So it's just it's kind of slow. Nothing really changes. So that's really why I just don't think that compared to Sharingan overall, like if we're looking at it from stage 1 to stage 3 of Sharingan, yeah, but the minute that Sharingan gets to stage 4, they're in completely different leagues within itself. So yeah, and this is really, again, this is why I think it deserves number 6. You might disagree with me, but that's just me. All right, at number 4 we have Renegon. Before you come for me saying, "Oh, why Renegon number 5?" What, bro? With all the nerfs that Renegon has, it's not that great anymore. Like the second move is still, cool. It's still nice. Like you can pull people towards you. But I just don't think that it will ever be like it used to be, especially like with the instant cast and all that. Like it's just, I will just show you what I mean, right? So we have the first move, which is Almighty Push. It has the ability to push everything within a certain range outwards. So like anything, so like if someone's really close to you and all that, use that, Dojutsu activates, and they push the enemy away, which is a really good move. Like especially if you're trying to like create distance between you and person, so you have enough time to heal. It's really not that bad and all that. That's why it's not number 6. Then you have the second move, which pulls the person towards you, which you can do a combo. But even then, there's that slight delay. Then you have the third move, Shibaku Tensei, and all that. I'll just show you what I mean, right? So we have the. I won't do in order. So we have the second move, which is the one that Almighty Pull. You can do your M1 and all that after. Pretty nice. Then you have Almighty push everything within like a certain range away. Then you have Shibaku Tensei. It's nice and all that, but like it doesn't last that long, so you can't even really follow it up with anything. Like you can predict where they're going, but the person can, like if someone has Sharingan, they can literally auto dodge away. So that kind of makes it useless in my opinion, but that's just me and all that. But besides that, like it's still a strong Genkai. Like it's definitely like, it's like, again, since these are all dojutsus, like you also have to realize something, like these dojutsus alone could probably mess up almost anyone if you're smart with it and all that. It's just a matter of like skill at the end of the day, but in my opinion, like moveset wise, it's not as good as the number 4 and up. Then we have the mode. The mode itself is consistent throughout all 5 stages. You get a different path for the, what's it called? You get a different path for each of your stages, and the stats will stay the same. It will be 2,600 and everything, which is the first mode, and the only mode which has the same stat in every stat. So the stages, right? You have, I'm pretty sure this is the human path first. No, Ashra path, missiles. The thing is, people can literally kind of predict what you're trying to go for, like, because you have to switch to like go to the path you want. I personally think the animal path is the best, since like the dog summon, but it's just that like it's so predictable. Like let's say if you wanted to like absorb the person's chakra, and then like gain your chakra back fast, right? You see your Dojutsu coming at you. You normally, like, if there was nothing that signified that you switched the stage, just besides the thing, it would be way better. But like being able to do this, you're like, oh, he's gonna try to absorb my chakra, I'm gonna have to go taijutsu and all that, right? Or I'm just gonna have to bang him out with stuff. So it's just like, I just think that the fact that it just makes you so predictable in what you're trying to do and accomplish kind of diminishes the value. And before you say that, oh, Byakugan is not that good, bro, all Byakugan moves got a wall within their instant cast and they're hella reachy. Don't try it. But yeah, like I think this is number 5. I don't think that it's a bad Genkai. This easily, again, don't, like, if you saw my list, I consider Renegon as number 2 for overall combat ability. But if we're looking at just dojutsus, and that was before the Hyuga buff and all that, but it's just like the nerfs that it got doesn't really make it that high tier anymore. At number 4 we have Hyuga, and I'll tell you what, right? Hyuga is great for combo extenders and just everything that you would ever wish for in a Genkai, especially like, with all the new buffs it got. If you ever saw my video, I talk about how the hitbox extension made it a very good Genkai. It could maybe compete with Sharingan if Sharingan didn't have, the Susanoo that didn't really knock back at one point. But now I really think that it deserves the number 4 spots over Rinnegan and both Ketsurigan. Cause like the first move literally is so wide, like for your combo extender. Oh wow, it didn't even show. I'm so confused. But yeah, the first move for your combo extender is just so great, and even though the cooldown is like what 20 something seconds, it's still good enough that it will hit anything if you follow it. Like if you're using like a Leaf Hurricane within, you're going around and you turn around quick enough and then you pop this out, like it would just be great, and the combos will be deadly, especially considering that Leaf Hurricane is one of the few things that is able to do like 90k by itself even after the nerf and all that. Next we have the 64 8 trigrams rotation. This one right here literally gives you like 5 seconds of iframes, making aka 5 seconds of invisibility. Has such a wide range that you're able to target multiple enemies, which makes it good for more than 1v1s, but also 3v1s and 2v1s and all that. The fact that it's again, like all these moves are AoE and are able to target more than one person. Well, everything in this game is sort of an AoE, but this one is more so. Like the first move is able to target both. Like if they were both within range, this would get targeted, this would get targeted, right? Then we have the third move, which is the HRUM 64 palms. Like again, I don't even have to say anything. Like this right here, even though it doesn't take away the enemy's chakra, it's still good, especially because it does a good amount of damage and it's instant cast. Like you can dash in with your WW if you're smart enough with it. And there's not that much delay. It does knockback, but if you're smart enough, you can easily follow it up with dynamic entry, any of these knockbacks. Then we have the mode. Oh, I just have my Rinnegan mode on. I don't know why. But yeah, what's it called? The mode itself is pretty busted, right? I'll tell you why. It has that one thing about it is that it has like a 1 second iframe, meaning like if someone was M1 comboing you, there's a chance that you can easily get out of it by like you doing counter attacking with one of your M1s, right? And also the gentle fist, which just takes away the person's chakra after every hit. Like one full combat string, I'm pretty sure it takes like 20k if not more chakra. I'm pretty sure like one of my friends I was testing it with, he said, oh, that took away like 30% of my chakra. I was like, oh, that's not bad, that's really nice. And then like the C move is just, it lets you see through things. It allows you to locate people's chakra signature and all that. Like as you can see, the mobs won't, like the NPCs won't, but like the logs will show you chakra signature. Then we have the second stage. Stats are phenomenal for like the second stage. It got buffed, and then like still the same M1 and all that. And then you have the C move, which just is like 32 palms. So that's really clean. It still shows you where the people are and all that. So that, I'm pretty sure that will take away chakra. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Then we have the third stage, which recently got its buff. So this one right here, the second stage used to be better, even with the mode decrease from the second stage. This one just got a lot better, especially considering that's an AoE now. Like look at this. It will hit both of them. Well, it will normally, and it does 56k damage. Like it just became way better than it used to. Like originally it used to not be able to hit at all, but now it's able to, which is really, it's really cool, and I really mess with it and all that. And this is really why I think that Yuga deserves like number 4. It's just like it's consistent throughout. You're able to create good combos. You're able to finish good combos, and it's just like overall good compared to what's it called, Rinnegan. That even though like the second move allows you to like combo your M1, the first one pushes your enemy away, and the third one brings them in the air, which can become a great disadvantage for you if the person's smart enough. So overall, yeah, like Hyuga's just way better in my opinion. At number 3, we have the regular Sharingan. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, but Obito Sharingan doesn't have the same combat prowess. In my video, I would have, like, if it was like a day ago, I would have agreed, but after playing Obito Sharingan a few more times, I think that it's definitely good enough to like be able to like do a lot of things that this Sharingan can't, right? So just to let you guys know, I will not be really showcasing the first three stages of, the what's it called, Mangek Sharingan, since I think those are useless, right? So the first move is useless. It just kind of tell like once your enemies uses something, if you press one, you will do the same thing, which is pretty much just copying them. Not a lot of people use this because again, it's really bad, and most people use subjutsus, so it's kind of useless in certain aspects. So like if people don't use jutsus, it's kind of useless. Next, we have the reality control, which is the genjutsu. This is like literally the better genjutsu of Shinobi. It literally stuns them and then it blinds them. So even after they can move, they still have that big Sharingan thing on their screen, and like it's red, so they can't really see where they're going. And then next we have the what's it called, auto dodge, which pretty much lets you dodge everything, and it only has a 6-second cooldown. That's pretty busted in my opinion, just infinitely dodging everything. And then we have the mode, right? Like all the modes give you like a faster like combat string, and as you go up, stage 3, faster combat string, like look at that. And then stage 4, which is your where you finally get your skeletal Susanoo. Then you have the Susanoo arm and all that, which has again a fast combat string also, and all that. It does good amount of damage, and it's just like really good overall. Like the knockback is not even that great, and you can easily follow it up, especially if you use it with reality control. Really good. Then you have your C4, which is your what's it called? Complete skeletal Susanoo, right? Which is this thing. Hold on. Oh, stage 5. My bad, not stage 4. Which is this thing. Again, fast combat strings. So you're able to do M1s faster than other people. I think that people forget like the moves for Uchiha are not that much. It's just that like once you have the mode, like the faster combat string, and then like the stat buff, they're pretty disgusting. Like 14k per hit, and then like with a 15k knockback, pretty busted. Then like the C for the what's it called, the 4th stage and the 5th stage, which is the Amaterasu, that did 38k, and don't forget that it has burn damage after, which is pretty busted. Then we have stage 6, which is the incomplete Susanoo, which is just your thing. And then don't forget like you have the ability to like an M1, especially if you saw my video on the Susanoo. And then you have your Q now, which does 41k by the way, and like you can follow it up with like any, if you use the bow you can follow it up after each M1 if you're smart enough and all that. So like it's just easy damage, and it's just like a concrete Genkai throughout, except the first move, which is again useless in my opinion, but that's just me. You can really do a lot of stuff with Sharingan, but with the new additions of the Obito and Itachi, I think that it deserves number 3. Normally it would have been number 2 because I still think Itachi's better, but now it's just at the number 3 spot, and it's still a good Genkai, don't get me wrong, it's just not top 2 anymore. At number 2 we have Obito Sharingan. I know in my past video I said that Obito's not really that good, but that's just the first look of it, not actually trying to understand it. It's not busted by any means, it's just like it's very good for utility and like helping other Genkais flourish. Like if you mix this Genkai with what's it called, Itachi's MS, you'll demolish. So it's pretty much a true utility in my opinion, as in like it doesn't really have damaging moves until the Susanoo. So the first move, which is dimension control, it pulls the person into a different dimension. They can't do anything, they can't charge, they can't throw anything out and all that. And then what's it called, once they're in that dimension, once they come out, they will get flung and all that. Next we have reality control, sort of. It sucks the people into this, they can't do anything, but you can like still hit them a little bit if they're in, and then once they come back out, like they can't really move, and they get that 1 second stun, and you can do a combo or whatever. So it gives you like a 1 second, you have 1 second to like start off your next combo. It's kind of like a genjutsu, but not really, and all that. Then we have the intangibility, which is really truly gives you pretty much god mode with no drawback. Looking at it now, it's godly because you can just, even though you can't do anything, you press the 3, you appear back, and then just start comboing. Like you just so you could be waiting for you, right? Because like I don't know how someone would be able to counter this properly, considering that what's it called? If you're smart with it, they won't like you're just looking at them. They're like, oh my gosh, she's never gonna come out, and then you just pop out when they're least expecting it, combo them and all that. So that's that, and then you have the mode. The mode itself is not terrible and all that, but the first mode I think is kind of useless. But again, it serves the same purpose as the third move. The first move just allows you to go into your own separate dimension. You are super fast, right? And you just disappear. It will last as long as you have mode bar and all that, so that's pretty busted. Oh, sorry for that. But yeah, you have, as long as you're mode bar, you will have that. So I guess it's very good for running away. So you're able to like, if the outcome of the battle is not looking good for you, you can go away and all that. And yeah, you can reappear wherever. Reappear, do your combo. Oh my gosh, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, you can do your combo wherever and all that. So it's for, and then now we have stage 2, which is the regular skeletal, incomplete skeletal and all that. And then like the C move for the second stage and the third stage is the same. The stat increase on the right are pretty buffy. The C move literally is like Kami Shuriken. It will suck the people in and then like bring them back out and all that. Then you have the third stage, which is your incomplete Susanoo, which is the same thing as like all Susanoos. You see that combat string up? Same C move, nothing really changes. It auto tracks, by the way, and it just sucks them in and then it brings them back out and all that. And yeah, that's really Obito. Like, even though it's like more on the trolley side, it still has a few things that makes it pretty good as a Genkai overall, and does like it's better than Susanoo, the second Susanoo. Like the head size for it are not that great and all that. Like it's really busted, especially like its C move for the third stage. It's just free Genjutsus. Well, it's just free stuns. And you know how deadly stuns can be in this game. Once you get stunned, it's kind of over. Like someone could easily have a 300k combo they can do on you and all that. So I think that's pretty good fit for number 2. And at number 1 we have the one and only Itachi Mangekyo. I don't even need to say anything. This Genkai speaks for itself. It has everything you need. It has the auto dodge, it has the damage, and it has the Genji, the stun. And so its utility, its damage, and its support. Genjutsu alone hits all of them, busted. Then you have the reality, like this literally gives you free stuns you can charge, pretty much intangibly, but 10 times better. Then you have the third move, which is the Amaterasu, which targets all 3 of them with doing massive damage. Frankly, I don't even need to say a lot for Itachi, because like you already know, like I've said enough in my prior videos that if you ever watch them, like Itachi's just overall busted. Then you have the mode, like this lets you teleport to the person and behind them, and it does 31k with all the like stats and stuff, and like just faster combat string. Like Sharingans are on top as always. Then you have stage 2, which is the skeletal, and then like you just like the faster combat string, the high damage and all that. Then you have stage 3, which is the incomplete Susanoo, like just busted. Then you have the C move, which is the same for the second and third stage, which is why they're showing the second stage. This right here, it does 58k, but that's not what it just does too, bro. Like it also takes away your chakra, health, mode, and stamina. So the Reaper depths, but without everything added onto it, right? Overall, this is just a busted Genkai. Like as much as like the regular Sharingan is like good, Obito Sharingan good, this comes on top. You have everything you need in like all 3. You have the auto dodge, which is better than the Sharingan auto dodge. The only thing I would say about it is that this one right here, this lasts longer than the regular auto dodge, but this is also predictable. It's like people know. So I would definitely recommend like doing this like mid-air. Like you go WW in the air, use it, so then like the enemy can't exactly like predict it and all that. The second move, the Genjutsu, way better than the Uchiha one again, and has a chance to break the player, but I'm not gonna tell you how to do that. The mode, just overall stats increase are pretty busted, especially like the C move, like it's a multi-hitter and it can take away people's chakra and stuff. So like overall, it's just a busted Genkai, and there's not much I need to say to like prove my point about it. Like if you ever fought someone with Itachi at Mess, you know how brain dead it is. But anyways, guys, this is the video.